GBP pros, welcome everyone that is on here live with us, those that are catching the Facebook live, those that are catching the replay on either YouTube or the podcast. I appreciate everyone's support on there. So just to kind of remind you, GBP Pros has a twofold goal, right? One is to help agencies to grow, help them you agency owners to get grow with more clientele and or to help get better results for your clients. And the second goal here is for the business owners, how to make the phone ring. And we do this by bringing on guests onto the show and kind of talk about the area of expertise, but not only talk about it kind of like from in the trenches or give over the shoulders examples to help us accomplish this. So with that said, we have our guest Ryan today. Ryan, I actually met at the Philippines. Um, Great guy, met him, his wife. We broke bread together. We spent a couple of days together. We did a workshop together. Loved it, loved it. So I thought it would be a great connection to kind of introduce him to our agency owners here in the States, kind of get, pick his brain, kind of a gentleman that, you guys know that I like bringing on guests that have done it or are doing it. And that's in this case, Ryan's case. I want to talk about seven-figure agencies, how to get there, what are the struggles, how to maintain there from sales, leadership, mindset, take us through that process a little bit. With that being said, Ryan, how are you, man? What's going on? Thank
Hey
you for hopping
Alfredo,
on
apa
here.
kabar? It's good. That's how we say it in Bahasa. Thank you for inviting me
Awesome.
to this podcast. It's awesome. So
Thank
excited.
you. I appreciate you. Yeah, yeah. So for those of you that don't know who you are, why don't you tell us where you're at right now? Kind of a little bit of a journey where how, from the past, where you are at now, and what does the future hold?
All right. So, yeah, my name is Ryan Kristomuljono. I'm based in Jakarta. I own a digital marketing agency based in Jakarta, serving local business in Indonesia. If For those of you who don't know, where is Indonesia? Indonesia in the Southeast Asia, near Australia, surround from Singapore. It's the biggest island around Singapore. That is Indonesia. We have like 300 million people population whole through Indonesia. It's a big country. It's underdeveloped. If you want to come to Indonesia, please let me know. And yeah, we are digital marketing agency. We're serving local business and businesses around Indonesia on their digital marketing strategy, especially on the search and advertising on digital, Google, Meta, and TikTok. TikTok is so huge in Indonesia. Yeah, so we start from 2011. We got tattoo until 2020. Until COVID hits, we at during the COVID, before COVID, pre-COVID, we are like uh, maybe around 150 200,000 US dollar revenue per year. But during the COVID, it's blessing in disguise. I don't know whether you got hit during the COVID or you have some aha moment during the COVID, because during the COVID it's slowing down. Everything is slower and you have more time to think. That's what I felt. Uh, and during the COVID, we found a few business ideas, a great coach to help us grow. So during the 2021 until 2023, we I proudly can say that we are the seven-figure agency. We hit the seven-figure. I believe last year we hit 1.2 million US dollar on revenue, and it's a great journey. And I love to share with you guys how we did it, what you can learn, and maybe Alfredo will take us to a lot of questions around that
Yeah, yeah,
area.
I
So yeah,
appreciate you. That's
yeah.
awesome. So, guys, this is kind of like from a point of view, somebody that's done it, somebody that has achieved and kind of struggled with it, and has a business partner and a life partner with his wife. They're a team, which is, I love it. It's, I think it has its own challenges and its blessing in there. So Ryan, from like the agency growth journey and mindset, if you can kind of take us back, let's unpack this a little bit.
Mm.
What, one of the things that I've said, or kind of gave her that I've gotten advice is, one of the things, or that you hear a lot is, you know, pick a niche, right? So my question to you is, what inspired you want to start the agency? And then how did you pick your niche in the early days?
Uh, at the early time, I didn't start agency like, okay, let's go, let's build the agency. That's the truth. So I just recently quit from my previous job, and then I think like, what I'm gonna do. I love digital marketing. Digital marketing is still growing in Indonesia even until now. It's not that advanced yet. Not like I recently visit US, visit the States. It's so advanced. Indonesia is still, the marketing is still so at that time. But I get the skill. And at that time, there is one company asking me to do their digital marketing, digital advertising. And start from there until now, just done that. And how we get, and okay, if you ask me whether we have a specific niche, we don't have. We don't have any specific niche. So the nature of business in Indonesia, we are the niche is not that solid yet. So we are hitting for every client that we can meet. Luckily, it's not heavy on competition, not that heavy on competition. So we get several on education, several on beauty clinics, several on automotive, and we just keep adding up. It's not ideal, but that's how we start. And fast forward, I know that you have to choose a niche to make it even easier to grow. So we have struggles from 2011 until 2020 because we don't have any niche. But we are just struggling, like hustling as entrepreneur. You just enjoy the moment. It's not enjoyable, bro.
Yes.
It's struggle. It's struggle. But that's where we start.
Okay, so do you find it that, what was like harder, like, or what are some of the challenges and how did you overcome them? Let's say the first, let's say 50,000. And then, so that's kind of in the beginning. And then what challenges were there when you became from a 6-figure to a 7-figure agency? And then how did you overcome those challenges?
Uh, the most challenging is when we already do our works, our projects, it's kind of hard to stop the previous works. And I found it's very difficult because in the past few years, I learned a lot from so many mentor, guru, coaches uh, about how to build the 7-figure agency, how to scale it. And what we did normally is not scalable. One of the challenges that I have at the beginning is we are using a boutique model. You know what the boutique model is like?
Mhm.
So every client have their own services that we cater for them, because one client have certain of budget, so we follow their budget, we craft the services, but that way it's not scalable. So at the beginning until now, we still have that kind of project. It's still good, but not scalable. So the one that running the project a bit confused, like, oh, this project we have to do it daily. This project we have to do it monthly. This project we have to do it bi-weekly and everything. And it's slowing down your agency growth. Uh, yeah, the hardest part is shifting from the boutique into what I call the productized model. I think at this moment, productized model is the best way to grow the agency.
Great.
So yeah,
Okay.
running day to day on doing the shifting, that is the most challenging time for me.
Awesome. So you think making that shift earlier, you would have been easier now, or?
No, it's never easy. Like the people might call me stubborn. Like we didn't change any brand until now. So since the beginning, we changed the name one time. Previously on 2011, we call it Toffee Net. Now we call it Toffee Dev. Uh, there is only one time we changed the name, but it's still under one uh, big niche, like big brand, Toffee. Uh, we when we do the shifting, we don't change anything on the brand name. And people say like it's a wrong move, but I will say it's good to adding up the brand name so you don't start over. But we changed the service a lot. That is one of the challenges. So people know us as at the beginning 2011 we are only online advertising services. So we just
Mhm.
cater Google ads. At that time, Facebook ads, TikTok ads is nowhere. So only Google ads. And then we change into web development with the same name. So some people still remember us as the online advertising expert. But now we don't. We are moving forward into SEO services. Most of our revenue generated from SEO services with the same brand name. Yeah. Well, I didn't change the name because I'm too afraid to change the name. That's the truth. But we still, but it will help one another. Like it's help us to grow. People are remembered who I am, what's my company name. It's easier. A lot of entrepreneurs think that when they want to change the service, the main core business, they just
Mhm.
change the name. Everything is the same, just change the name. We do it differently, the opposite. We stick to the name, we change the business. It creates hassle, it makes more challenge, but in the long run, what I believe, the long run, it will help us grow. It will help us on the branding side.
Yeah, that's what kind of like I hear you saying was on the branding, you kept the same, but the services, yeah, you pivoted and you kept
Mhm.
adding to it and pivoting and adding to it.
Yeah.
I hear that. So Ryan, let me ask you, I see a lot of books there on your shelf. Those that are on the podcast, get the replay on the YouTube. So as far as mindset, right? As this journey of an agency, sometimes you feel alone. I mean, you were blessed to work with your wife,
Yes.
so she kind of understood a little bit your language. Um, as an agency owner with all those books that you see back there, like it's speaking of mindset,
Yes. Yeah.
is that really a difference? Is that just kind of gimmicky? Did that make an impact? Do you still continue to grow your library back there? Can
Uh,
you talk a little bit about mindset and those low points, right?
yeah.
And how did you maintain, because motivation only takes you so far, right? Then it's your why,
Yeah.
what drives you? What are your driving principles, right?
Mhm.
And I think money is part of it, helping people is part of it, but if you can talk a little bit about mindset, the books behind you, how did you keep moving forward when the low points of
Uh-huh.
the journey?
So in my failures, one of the failures is knowledgeable. So every people in my organization, we force them to learn something new every single day because I believe the knowledge, the more we know that we don't know anything. So we need to add some more. Every day we add some more. We have the training platform for doing that, learning on every day. So uh, well, this book is a real book. It's not a screensaver. It's not a virtual background. It's a real book. And honestly, it's not all book I read. I haven't read all the book here. I sometimes I visit somewhere. I just bought the book. I have plenty on my phones. Kindle. Kindle is better. This one is just to showcase. But I love having the real hard case book. But I always read every day. That's what I train myself as a mindset. There is some people that I follow a lot. You might know some. The biggest in the past 2 or 3 years, the book that moving me a lot is one guy called this guy. If you know him, Grant Cardone. This moved my mindset a lot on the business side, on the sales training and marketing, and there is also one guy in agency that I follow. This book, if you ever read it, this also shift my mindset a lot. I during the workshop on Philippines, I share one thing from this guy that make me 1 million, 7-figure agency. That one aha is change the way I see how we promote and how we grow. There's only one thing from this the whole book. I only take one. It's good enough, and that one I will share you after this. Yeah. So the mindset is keep growing, because when you stop growing, you're dying. That's what I say to my team and to everyone. Having a partner is really good, because you can share with them, but not everyone have their partners to work on together. So in that case, you need to have a mastermind. Like the GBP Pro is one place that you can connect with others, discuss what we do have, like so-called a mastermind, but it's not a real mastermind. It's just a bunch of people discussing a lot, the same agency owner, just to share. We just share a bit about the business, share a bit about the industry. It's good to have someone discussing together with you. So that's what I put in my mindset. So growth, knowledge, and community.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. I think I mentioned it to you. So me and Ryan did the workshop together at the Philippines.
Yes.
I really enjoyed how they set that up. It kind of reminded me of Terry Samuels on his conference that he has. It's those workshops, those intimate moments. But in saying that, what I wanted to point out, I think I mentioned it to you, Ryan is very polished. He reminds me, in fact, I think I brought up Josh Nelson, like, because he has written books, right? We want to wait for the translation in English, but the great Cardone, and he's very polished, very, very polished in his methods and what he was speaking. As you guys heard, when the way I like to stay connected is what I say, right? In
Yeah.
groups, in
Yeah.
podcasts, in having your
Yeah.
mindset, stay connected. Like I said, one thing from Josh, and Josh is a super cool guy. I actually met him, was part of his um program, but it's sometimes it's those one moments, those one things that can explode, or aha moments, like I call them. That's why I gave on my logo on my business, it's a light bulb, right? Because it's those aha
Mm.
moments. And how you stay connected and moving forward, surround yourself, like you said, 100% with people that are in your circle, so
Mm.
that 100%. Now let me ask you about like client management and retention, Ryan. What
Mhm.
is your strategy for acquiring like high valued clients right now? Especially, do you see a difference, in your travels? Um, is it the same? What are you doing right now that's working for high valued clients?
Okay, one way for the high value clients, we stop chasing the high value client at this moment. So yeah, we moving from the product from the boutique models. We are going into the productized model. Uh, for me, it's more scalable. It's more easier to for me to manage the team. We have quite numbers of team. Currently, we are 60 people in the company. I know it sounds so big, but it's so different from the States. Okay, for beginning, we are our average annual income in Indonesia is about uh, annual 4,500 to 6,000. That's annual income for a staff. I know it's so I can put on numbers a lot of people into the company uh, just to scale and then train them and scaling.
I
Keep
understand.
doing
Got
that.
it.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So for the high client, how we retain them, uh, we have account management team. So that account manager we call it. They are keep contacting. It's a weekly connect with them, and
Love it.
sometimes we do the weekly review with them. Depends on how big the project is. But yeah, that's how we retain the 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 majority of our client is on the uh, medium size. I don't say it's so big. We don't say it too low. It's okay numbers. It's okay size. And we just do on the SOP. Currently, we are applying the SOP. I learned a lot from William Jones and Kirk Roden. Uh, how they manage the team based on SOP, what you need to do. So we have the project management tools to help them uh, responsible for the tasks, accountable for the tasks, and just report on the tasks day-to-day basis. That's how we
Awesome.
do at this moment.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I love what you said. So one of it kind of blends into like my next question, like what are some key, um, what's the key to building long-term relationships with clients? And I think you kind of mentioned it, keeping a
Yeah.
track of your task, and then communication, right?
Mm-hmm.
Communication, I think it's huge. I know sometimes I even um suffer from that. Like you definitely have to keep the communication with the client to do that.
Yeah.
How do you, a couple things. So you mentioned SOPs, you mentioned, assigning the particular tasks to your particular VAs or project
Yeah.
managers. What do you have any favorite tools or process for managing multiple clients and multiple tasks?
We are using one tools at this moment called Proof Hub, if you ever heard. Uh, it's kind of like Asana or Basecamp. We previously used Basecamp and we previously tried to use Asana. It's the same tools. What I love about Proof Hub is it's value for money. It's a fixed rate for all the team. That's what I love. Maybe it's not as fancy as Asana or Basecamp.
Mhm.
Some of them is really good. But yeah, the hardest part, in my opinion, is not about the tools. It's about how you uh, force the team, make them accountable to using the tools. I took like 2 years to make them every single of the team can use the tools properly, how they set the tasks and everything. So yeah, that's what we use as the project management tools.
Okay, awesome. Now, speaking of team,
Mhm.
in communicating with different agency owners and colleagues, one of the things that that keeps popping up here, from, you know, big agencies to the ones just get started, is how do you pick a team? How do you build your team? How do you teach them? They don't understand. And,
Ooh,
like
that's tough
that.
one.
So, yeah. How do you build them? What do you have a formula of success? Like, look, no matter who enters, this is my recipe. And at the end of it, it's really up to them whether they like thrive or, hey, we're not a good fit.
Oh, there's a tough one. I still struggle in that area. Uh, so yeah, we have process on how we recruit the team. Uh, as as we know, the digital marketing world I think in this world, we still struggle to find the right person because we don't have a proper knowledge system that allowing us as business owner or as recruiter or as agency to find the right person for like in other niche, let's say banking. When they need a staff on their finance team, they will find someone that graduates from the finance degree. Or if you are an architect, for the architect, they will find someone from the architect degree. That's simple. But us as the digital marketing world, if we want to find a good SEO team members, where we found that SEO knowledge person to be part of our team, it's so hard. One of my team is previously he's graduate from a fisherman degree, fishing. So during the COVID, there is no job opening, and then they found uh, our ads on recruitment, and then he applied, and now he become our uh, online ads uh, expert. So honestly, what we did is we just open up for everyone that want to apply, that have interest on digital marketing, especially on the search or uh, online advertising. It's not easy. It's bloody. There is one, our turnover is quite high because they need to learn and they need to do it as fast as they can. Like 3 months, we try them to work with us, and when we found it's not a great fit, then we must let them go. Yeah, it's a really hard to it's really hard to find a good people. But I learned one thing called Rita. Recruitment is the answer. So we always recruit every single month. And then we eliminate those who are not performing. We exchange them with those who are performing, and we keep doing it. Yeah, that's what we do.
So, do you how do you like your culture, your SOPs? Like, it does, do you have those solid? Those are the foundational stuff, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That way, no
Yeah.
matter who comes in there, it's up to them to kind of like, okay, I got this, so I'm going to learn. Um, that's crucial.
Mm-hmm. Uh, so we still building the culture. So it's not a really good culture yet. We are still learning on how to build the culture. It's getting better every single month. I have the team to explore how to make the culture better. So it's not a fix. When we are dealing with people, it's never a quick fix. But there is a fun on growing the team. Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's not easy.
100%.
Huh? Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So I got two more areas that I want to cover, Ryan, and then
Yes.
we'll kind of close it up. One of the areas I want to talk about here is like sales, marketing, and operation. What is your like marketing channels or your strategy, uh the strategies that have driven the most growth for your agency?
The most growth.
Yeah,
Uh,
what marketing channels or strategy that has uh driven the most growth for your agency?
Good question. The easiest one to see the growth is through online advertising because we calculate the expense and income.
Hmm.
That's the easiest one. But of course, advertising is money related. A lot of agency don't want to spend a lot on that part because it's kind of tricky to
Yes.
calculate that part, right?
Well,
Yeah,
it's not only that, but I believe the one with the most amount of money wins, because
yeah,
Facebook, Google, they change it so much where the buttons
yes,
are, and then or sometimes they just straight up change your campaigns, and you're like,
yeah,
wait, I didn't pick this. They don't mind using your budget, right?
yep, that's true. Yeah,
So that the
The-
reason I say like the one with the most money wins is because you have that like liberty to test and
uh-huh.
get zero back and then do it
Yes,
again and
correct.
get zero back. And it's not zero, it's like, what did I learn from this? What is wrong? So how did you get like past, like you say, advertising? Yeah, it's
Yeah,
black and white. What you put in, which if you can, what you can get out.
mhm.
But it's so
Yeah.
tricky, like
It,
doing it for yourself.
it's so tricky. It's sweaty, like ah. But there's one thing that we did, and other area in the past for so when I started, I learned from this one guy named Russell Brunson. I believe everyone in this industry knows who Russell Brunson is. Uh, so yeah, I bought the trilogy book. This one, if you have see the trilogy, so yeah, Russell said you're one funnel away. So we built one funnels to another funnels to another funnels. It's not easy that way. And then this book is what 2018 or 2017, I believe. And then we move uh back to Cardone. Cardone, one words that I remember from Cardone is money follow attention. So whoever got the most attention will always win than those who have the best product. The best well-known people, the best well-known brand will beat the best product. That's it. So that's what we added into the marketing activity that we do. So our activity uh, mainly focus on how to build uh, majority on how to build your brand out there. Uh,
Howdy ho, I'm here.
Awesome.
hey,
Hello, I'm here too.
Hold on one
awesome, awesome. We
second.
have we have a lot of friends here.
Yeah, all of a sudden
Yeah.
they're coming in.
All right. Yeah. So money for attention. That's what we market. But one things that stand out, and I think this is the cheapest way to do the marketing, is being a speaker or you hold
Mm.
your own event. I think that is one thing that give us the most uh, impact on the business. Either with the webinar interviews or being on stage as a
So,
guest.
advertising and marketing for yourself.
Yeah. Yes. So yeah, continuing. The one thing that really good is having on stage, like speaking, or you're doing your own webinar. I think there is one gold marketing method that you can do, like get invited into someone's event or you co-host with someone else. That that one way is one that we do it a long time ago, since I think since the beginning, and it's position ourselves as the expert. That's why I love being on the event, either conference or webinar or seminar or workshop. It positions yourself as the expert directly, instantly. Oh, this one is the expert, and you have your face on the poster. It's really good. Uh, it boosts your trustworthy and authority, like the Google Eat expertise, authority, and trustworthy in one event. And I think there's one hack that everyone can do. It's not getting easier to build the audience or inviting people to join your webinar or your conference or your talks, listening to the podcast, but it's the fastest way, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think Josh talks about that, right? Getting on stage,
Yeah.
getting people to know you, your branding. Your
Yes.
branding is huge,
Yeah.
huge for your branding.
And also write your own books. That is also awesome. Okay. I well, I learned that your books is no one reads. No one really reads the book. Like, even all the books here, as I said, it's not. I haven't read all the books, but it's good to have the book. And as in marketing perspective, your book is your name card. So you just have your own book, and then you give it away to people. It becomes a name card for yourself. Yeah, and that is a good way to market the agency as well. Yeah, my book is in Bahasa in Indonesia. It's not in English yet. We are trying to translate it to English at this moment.
Awesome.
But there is good way to market your business. It's put yourself directly into the expert level.
Yeah, 100%. Now, Ryan, as we close this up here, sorry about that hiccup there with some people, but I'll ask you the last part here. As far as advice to the listeners or to agencies, what is one piece of advertise or advice, I should say, that you wish somebody would have given you maybe when you first started?
That's good. Good question. Let me think a bit. What will I advise for those who starting or they want to grow the business? One is you need to find your friends, your partner, your community that help you to grow as well, and then you keep learning. What is the best in your situation? There is a lot of ways that we can grow. There is some people are more into organic. Some people are more into ads. Everything is works. One thing that you need to understand as a business owner, it's never a straight line. It's never an instant one. There is no instant success, overnight success. There's always the process behind it. So as long as you keep doing it, you will reach the goals. If maybe in 1 month, maybe in 1 year, maybe in 10 years. But if you keep pursuing your dreams, you will achieve it. So yeah, just do it. Find friends, find community, keep learning, and grow.
Awesome. Now, since you have all those books back there, what book or podcast or resource, maybe made the biggest impact for your, business journey that you can suggest?
Well, let's see. There's a lot of books. If I have to choose one for agency, I will suggest Josh Nelson book. I think you can find it easily over there. I need to import it I get it because they don't send it to Jakarta. They send it only in the US. So I need to ask someone to, I send it to them and then they bring it to me. So this book is a good book. I firstly, at the first time I listened to the book at Audible. There is one good book for all agency, and another book that make me think different is, ooh, I don't have it here. Let me check. Well, where is it? I learned this one. This is by two books, the 10x rules. This is when I grow from the from 2021, we hit the 250,000 revenue, and 2023 we achieved the seven-figure agency. Basically, it's only from this, and you don't have to read the book actually. Just read the 10x. So it's just multiplied the goals 10 times. That's it. It's not just well, it's not easy, but it's really good to have a bigger goals. And there is one classic book, The Art of Thinking Big. Who's the writer about that? The Art of Thinking Big. That one is edit the 10x rules. Yeah, that's what
Awesome.
what I can do.
Okay.
What I can share with you guys.
Awesome. So two last questions, Ryan. One is, how can somebody get a hold of you? How can somebody reach you? If they have any more specific questions, how can they reach you?
You reach me on LinkedIn. Just find my name, Ryan Kristomuljono. I think there's one kind of name, so you can find it on LinkedIn. That's more. If you want to ask me in that space in the agency world, I will respond it better. Or you can follow me on Instagram.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the last question, Ryan, and I ask this of all our guests, is what is one fun fact about you that nobody knows?
One fun fact about me that nobody knows.
Yes.
I'm introvert. So I don't speak to people. So if you found me, just talk to me and I will respond. But I rarely talk to people that I don't know. So it's a bit, yeah, it's a bit shy on me. But yeah, that's a bit about me. Now you
Awesome.
know.
Okay. I would never tell, but I think we hit it off pretty good, at the conference, and we had dinner. It was a great conference. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, me
The
too.
conference. Hey, let me ask you, Ryan, this is kind of like a personal question. You've been to a lot of conferences. You host your own conference.
Mhm.
What can somebody do, either attending, to get more out of a conference? Because so this is one thing I've learned as I've attended a few, is if you get one thing out of the conference out of 10, 20 speakers, man, okay, you got one thing. If you get two, you're doing good. If you get three, woof, you knocked it out of the park. Now, the networking and the meeting of people, I think that's like the next level, right? That is like the ultimate. But
Yes.
from the actual conference, because everybody's journeys are different, they're at a different stage. But do you have any tricks, or like, you've been to in the States
Yeah.
here, like, do you have any tricks, like, okay, to get more out of them?
At this moment, I found out, well, it's not for everyone, okay? At this moment, I found the VIP seats is the best that you can invest. Because at most conference, the VIP is the opportunity for you to usually network with all the VIP, and it's smaller community. It's not that big. Like in our last the Philippines conference, The VIPs is maybe about 50 to 100 people on the VIP only. And then the whole conference is about 300, 400 people. Yeah, so for me, invest on the VIP will give you more because of the network, because of the engaging with all the people. And sometimes in the conference, you can meet all the speakers and talk to the speakers as well. But at the beginning, I still remember when we are still bootstrapping, investing on the VIP is not easy. Like, should I pay more for for the conference to pay the VIP only for dinners or something? If it's the case for you, then find the good people during the conference. Nowadays, every conference that I found, they have the community involved in the conference. So you want to join into the discussion, you want to engage with new people. Maybe it's not as easy as it looks like. For me, it's not easy. Every time I go to conference, if I become the participant, I will just come and go. Like, it's not the nature for me to network with people. But in the previous some or one or two conference, we invest more on the VIPs. That way, I can communicate better because there's not a lot of people. For me, it's a good investment. Yeah. So
Awesome. That's a good
always
tip.
connect. Yeah.
Get that upgraded ticket.
Yeah. Maybe it's a bit more, but it's good. It's good investment.
Yeah,
Treat
definitely.
it as investment. Treat it as investment for your business.
That's right. That's right. Ryan, I appreciate you, my friend. I appreciate your friendship, your connection at the Philippines. You're coming on here with this crazy people that sometimes we run into. But I appreciate you, my friend. Hopefully, our listeners found some value. Sometimes you pick up, in between the lines, the gold. Sometimes it's in between the lines, and I appreciate your time on here. With that said, guys, is there any last remarks? Anything that we didn't cover you wanted to cover?
Oh, thank you for having me. Thank you. It's a great opportunity for me as well.
Awesome. Awesome. With that being said, guys, much love, much success, and we'll catch you on the next one.